And this one is coming from the Mavens group, and they had those bunch of artists, Don Jazzy. You all had Ricardo Banks, Dija, Dr. C, all of them in there, you know. A double whammy for you. And prior, as we told you, will be one of the lead artists from Nigeria who are expected to be on the bill for Adum Praise 2017. It's going to take place at the Dome of the Paris Chapel here in Accra. It's just this Friday. The tickets are already on sale. Joy FM front decks, the multi-TV, various offices around, and please make sure that you stick and stay, and we'll bring you a lot more of Nigerian music. And it's also because yesterday, Sunday, 1st of October, was their 57th independence anniversary. Just think about that. Big country, big nation, great population, beautiful people. That's what we have as neighbors. Well, Mama Bioso Abuaji, another beautiful lady, very stressed out though. Very stressed out though.
From Nigeria? I come from Nigeria. Good morning. So what, Nigeria at 57?
Yeah, 57. What do you think about it?
That's cool.
I think they've
I'm going to play you, I think, was it 2 years ago? I discovered somebody had done a rendition of their anthem. Really, really beautiful.
And the anthem is so sweet, huh?
I'm going to look for it, and we're going to play it. Yeah, one spirit, one family. So happy anniversary to our Nigerian
brothers and sisters.
We hope that you had a fantastic weekend. If you missed the news, well, too bad. But fortunately, we've got the newspapers. We'll check out the online.
Talking about the news, we've had a lot of things.
Yeah, we've had a lot of things going on. It's another week of news. Things that we carried from last week to this week. Be sure. Open your ears. Interesting things coming up. You can send us messages. Send us regular SMS messages here on the show. Let's straight away begin with the Daily Graphic newspaper. Front page of the Graphic, you would find Donald Trump eyes investment in Africa. He's on the front page of the paper in a handshake with our president, Akufo-Addo.
Don't worry, his friends are already here making lots of money, though. I mean, he told the African.
Yeah, he did say. Now he wants to make some money himself. We'll see how that goes. But not too good news on the front page of the Graphic as well. 10 die in accident in Nkoko. That story is on page 87. A bit of that in the paper. It says 10 passengers died on the spot when a Kumasi-bound bus on which they were traveling from Accra collided with a trailer at a spot near Nkoko in the eastern region early yesterday. 30 other passengers are in critical condition after sustaining various degrees of injury and are on admission at the Holy Family Hospital in Nkoko. Meanwhile, 14 of the accident victims who sustained minor injuries have been treated and discharged. According to the Eastern Region Police PRO, the police received an emergency call about 1:30 a.m. that there had been an accident between Abeputsia and Asona, two communities near Nkoko. More details of this gory incidents captured in the Graphic this morning. Editors Forum Ghana congratulates Money on re-election as GGA president. People were heartbroken. Some people were heartbroken, but you know what they say? Sometimes those who allow this, they actually don't. They don't play any role. Apparently, they don't make any difference. Essentially, that's what I want to say.
They were filling up the space, and I said it here.
They probably didn't even qualify to vote in the first place. Yeah. So what? They have to endure him for how many more years?
Well, I don't think it's really
how much
bad. Is it? Don't say.
How
that
long
way.
is a tenure? No, I'm talking about those who were definitely against Afel
3
Money.
years.
It means that they've got to endure him. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They have no choice, man. Okay.
Like NDC, people have to endure Akufo-Addo for 4 years.
Not
if
that
they are
I
not able to
cared.
unseat him,
I didn't care so much about this GJ elections, but we wish you
well.
well.
I did.
Money.
I was
you
not
did,
in good
right?
standing, so I couldn't vote.
Yeah.
But
I'm not in good standing. Not proud of saying that, but I really.
well, I am not.
It's
Not that it's not about me being proud or not. I'm just not in good standing. Yeah. So I didn't wade into the controversy, but I was behind Roland for money. Okay. He's been a great person and very great inspiration to me.
So. Oh, you worked with him before?
Yeah, I worked with him. The beginning of my career. He's an amazing person, Roland for money. Yes.
You know, everybody has got another side. people can discover a side of you that they would absolutely love. I think that the criticism is not because of his person.
Yes,
I think it's because of the position and the kind of impacts that they are not feeling or they are feeling. So that's what it is.
And journalists
so
you
can have a great person. I mean, it's politics. It's about every other thing.
Can be as demanding as we can.
It's about every other thing, you know. We hope that, you know, we'll begin to see
some good things after all.
We wish you well. But one man who is absolutely controversial is the one that's on the front page of the Daily Graphic newspaper. This is actually the banner headline today. A+ apologizes to Jinapo Stonebwoy. Really? Okay, I'm sure you want to know if you want to know what the story says. So this is on page 3. It says musician Kwame Asare Obeng. Is he Dako Obeng? I think he's Obeng, yeah? Roland?
Yeah.
Okay, because some of the newspapers said Dako last week.
AKA
A+ has rendered an apology to Mr. Samuel Abu-Jinapo and Mr. Francis Stonebwoy for wrongly accusing them of corruption. A+ accused the 2 year. We know the background. So where's the apology?
The apology was on.
Was where?
That thing they do live on.
Was it written?
Yeah, on Facebook.
Facebook Live?
Uh-huh.
That was where the apology was?
Yes. It was not a written apology.
So what does the apology mean?
He's sorry for blah, blah, but he's still going to continue with his crusade of anti-corruption in the Akufa.
I'll get it ready because I haven't heard. I want to listen.
Yeah, so it's on his Facebook. I don't know if we download it. Yes, I'm sure that we can.
He has to make it happen. I haven't listened to it, and I really want to listen to that.
So I'm sure when he goes to his place.
So nothing happened at Hollywood. Was that it, or the 2 gentlemen?
No, it looks like pretty much. Well, not about it. I'm not.
Charlie, too much has come out. We're not leaving this. Not now. Too much has come out.
I know.
Too much has come out. And I still insist that we should have another kind of investigation. And I'm surprised that we haven't heard from the IGP, honestly, because one of his own.
Mama, what do you want the IGP to say? He's had an arm of the police service.
Is he proud? No. This
is a follow-up to.
This is a follow-up to the deputy CID person that we heard in that alleged doctored audio. We need to hear from the IGP. I mean, like, what's the way forward? It's not for A+ to now come and say, well, he said the 2 gentlemen were corrupt. The apology is just on the corruption bit, but other sides have come up, and we don't have to let this one go. It shouldn't die just like
journalist.
that. No, this one is not. This one is Ghanaian.
Okay,
I'm Ghanaian. I don't know. But let's hear from you.
Ghana for Hawaiian.
Send me a regular SMS back. And if you want to hear this so-called apology, let me know as well, so we can put some pressure on our producer, Derek Sam, to pull out that video for us. To see.
Incorrigible.
But the center spread of the Daily Graphic newspaper, there's a special feature. Can Accra become the cleanest city in Africa? Charlie, it is so heartbreaking for you to see this on a Monday morning. It's all around the center spread of the Daily Graphic newspaper. If you can appreciate what's going on in it with this special feature, then you wonder, can we be the cleanest city? To think that Rwanda is there, to think that South Africa is there. Well,
you know, I know.
No comments. This is one of those things that you say no comment. But please grab the Daily Graphic and look at the center spread. You see filth, effing debts. Back page of the Daily Graphic newspaper. Hearts reach MTN FA Cup final. And you know what? If you're a supporter of Hearts, you pretend that you're not with them. You see, that's when they do well. Just pretend you are not with them.
You mean if you're a supporter of Hearts of Folk, you should behave like Mama Stonebwoy.
Pretend you are not with them, and then they will surprise you. So I'm smiling because I see that they're getting really far. They are in the MTN FA Cup final, and hopefully they will win the cup. Kotoko Mediama to replay today. Kumasi Asante Kotoko and Mediama SC will return to the Langley Stadium this afternoon to have a replay of their MTN FA Cup semi-final match after it was rained off yesterday. It means that if Kotoko goes through, it means that Roland, it will be a Hearts Kotoko final.
Awesome
Princesses. Match. Okay, but I don't want Kotoko to go there. Charlie, I don't want to choose between you and Hearts. You know it's Hearts all the way. Princesses to play Kenya next week after trouncing Algeria. But we'll leave the details of the sport with Benedict Owusu-Dankwa, who'll be here right after the headlines. Roland, I'm through with graphic.
So we do the Daily Guide. The Daily Guide has on the front page, A+ saga, Unibank clears air, Kolebu speaks out. And if you want to know or get to know sites, I mean, whether
on Talk Today, on this particular A+ situation, because it's still developing.
You know who we're bringing? Abraham Maleba. And then Andrew
What are you trying to say about Abraham
two hot shots.
But listen, we have to go back to the press statement that Kolebu issued. I don't even know why they shared some of the details that they did. Now, based on that press release by the PRO of Kolebu, Unibank has also responded because they were definitely featured. And I pray that Stanbic doesn't bring itself in this matter. They should just be where they are. You should go from the Kolebu press release, the Unibank, and then this so-called apology. I will be watching it.
I'll tell you. All right, then it says the management of Unibank Ghana Limited, a private, has described as total fabrication claims by authorities of Kolebu that Stanbic Bank's end-to-end hospital revenue collection software was not compatible with this software. Okay? According to Unibank, it was not in the first place invited to do any presentation at all with Stanbic, and there was no technical assessment on the compatibility of Unibank's collection software and that of Stanbic. It means that just synchronization. And the bank therefore argues that for the management of Kolebu to assert that the two systems were not compatible was a figment of someone's... Hey, Charlie, I read a statement. Some of the things that were easy. This was a response to a press statement issued by Kolebu. And we'll continue on that.
But one of the things, after I read the Kolebu statement, I was asking myself, so Stanbic placed first and Unibank placed fourth. So which in the middle? Because if you want to merge, if you want two people to work together, then it makes absolute sense to use the first and the second. Why would you want to skip the second and the third and go to the fourth? It didn't connect. Why is Echo giving us the response? We want the Kolebu one. Then we can follow up with the Unibank. Let's go on with
all of them.
We challenge today
there's a story also that has been brewing since Friday. It's about the NCA. That one. I made a comment on it on somebody's handle.
The stations.
I thought the NCA was. It's been captured on the front page of the Daily Guide as saying NCA draws dagger. More radio stations to go, and you look at the fines. You watch some of the fines. Millions of Ghanaians said, "How much do these radio stations even make?" Even if there were fines from yesterday.
But listen, that's because you're just looking for some of the stations. You're looking at the surface of it.
Yes, sure.
But if you go behind the curtain, you realize that there are some rich people behind it. So not necessarily monies from commercials or anything that the station is making. They can just dig into their pockets and pay.
Have you looked at some of the signs? Some of the sums, for example, 4 million, 14 million.
But 4 million, 14 million, that's not a lot of money, is it?
Some people are paying
600.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe banks are...
we know there are a lot of politicians behind most of these stations, so they can come up with the money.
There were fines of 61 million. They are not banco. Fines of 60 million. So
what do you want the NCA to do? That's the regulator. They're doing their job.
Yeah, true.
I think what we probably should question is why they waited all this while. You get it? But then again, we know it's also because there was a change.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And there are changes.
So, when, and something's been bugging my mind. If the presidency appoints the CEO and appoints the board as well, how do we expect that if the CEO or managing director does not agree with something that the board has done, they would say it?
Yeah.
Do you get it?
Yeah.
And this is not NCA, this is in general.
Yeah, with SOEs, public operations.
Yeah. I've been thinking a lot about is it Capital Bank, the former Capital Bank? You remember there was a managing director who had raised, was it one of the papers that had come out and said that he had actually raised some concerns?
In a memo, yes.
Yeah. And I was wondering, in a typical public institution, can a CEO or managing director disagree with something that the board is doing, we have to begin to have hardcore conversations
on
not
such
let
corporate
all
governance practices.
all these positions be appointed. Otherwise, you know.
I think you're right on that subject. There's also on page 19 of the paper, it says government to ensure 70% local content on TV. And that's from the Minister of Communications. Yes.
Because there's already
has announced that the government will soon roll out a policy to ensure that 70% of local content on primetime television is local content.
No, is this not the policy that's there already?
Well,
70-30 thing?
They want to do some enforcement. This is some enforcement, so.
We hope they don't give up even before they begin.
The thing is that beyond just providing content, it's a subject of the quality of the content.
And entertainment value as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll say that. But that's the Daily Guide.
Yeah, let's do the Finder newspaper. Front page of the Finder, 2 deputy chiefs of staff never took money. A+ tells police as full investigative report is out. So what the Finder has done is to give you the details, as in the statements that A+ wrote. And for those of us who watched and listened to Newsfile on Saturday, right here on Joy News, we were fortunate. I think that was the first time that we were hearing details of the statement. As Kweku Bakon saved us. It was hot and it was fresh and we loved it. But the Finder newspaper, if you did miss that, the Finder newspaper is reproducing exactly what he wrote when he was invited by the police in the paper today. So $10 million to be invested into Ghana's operations, according to Customs World. President begins tour of 3 northern regions today. And Roland Godfather, Afel Money, retained to lead GJA for the next 3 years. Whether you like it,
it's a biased statement.
Oh, you don't have a choice. Is it? Is it a biased statement?
Yeah, it's a Godfather. I say he's a very good man.
All right, that's it for
but
the
this time,
newspaper.
If they said the last 3 years was not good, this time we'll also compliment his effort to make sure we make GJ the vibrant institution that he needs to be.
It's true.
It's complimentary. He's not the only one.
What has he got? If I say what has he got, not personal, but what has he got? What has GJA got? You know, those are some of the things. We are just looking at the individual and the difference that he can make, but what is he sitting on?
So now he has a very good team. I'm sure that we can all help. Instead of just criticizing, we need people like Samson Ladiayeni and the rest. Or
to do what?
To
do what?
George Lodems. Or
to do what?
They're all members of GJ. Joe Mahama, all of them come and help. So
can we just stick to the papers?
All right. Are you done with that?
Yes, I am.
Right, so we have to do the online portal because we have sports, a lot of sports this morning. Ghanaian Times has on the front page, GJ Giba raps NCA, describes sanctions as harsh and unfortunate. We know the sanctions are going to about 131 radio stations across the country. We also have the president beginning a 7-day tour of the northern region or northern part of Ghana, so we'll be visiting the 3 northern regions of our country. 10 perish in fatal accident, more than 30 injured, and health minister bans phones, accessories in lecture halls.
Bans in where?
Health minister bans phones, accessories in lecture halls.
Okay.
Yes. And then page 2, we have 5 UHAS students expelled for examination mock practices. And the University of Health and Allied Sciences has rusticated 5 students for examination mock practices in the last academic year. 2 other students are to be expelled from the university for examination-related misconduct. And the Chancellor or the Vice Chancellor of the university announced this, Professor John Japon. Good morning to you. And those are the stories we have. On the back page, though, we have Starless coach. We are ready to take on the world. And then princesses sail through. But hats for FA Cup final.
What do you mean by hats for FA Cup final?
Oh, wow.
You know, when you said it, I thought maybe the headline in the graphic was wrong.
On your bats, hats. They are going to final, so does it need to take this prominence?
You're playing semi-final. You should pray that he actually win that game.
Kumasi Asante.
We'll
like the way the sports journal
You're through? Let's do the BNFT.
Okay.
Just the front page.
Business and Financial Times. Power issues, low commodity prices pose risk to solid growth, and that's according to RMB Nukramwe. RMB near there. South African-based RMB research. Okay, they are warning us. So those are the main stories we have. Surveyors crave passage of 2 real estate sector bills. And we have other stories also on the front page of the Business and Financial Times.
All right, let's do online now. We start from home, myjoyonline.com. Before that, here's some text messages coming through. This one says, TED, is it TED, TED or Tech, and UCC are treating pupil teachers who did the UTDBE 2016 program unfairly. Regular students who had their staff ID from TED used that for their upgrading without having their certificate. Why not the pupil teachers? GS should tell us something, because the system is unbalanced and full of double standards. It's from Osheja in Abetifi, Kwewu. Here's another one. Nee from Koforidia says, A+ a serious person. There's more to this. Ghanaians deserve much more than this. I slept with no option than to say the NPP as a party is corrupt. Well, what's your justification for saying that? Mahama Ghanaian in Nima sending that message. But let's do myjoyonline.com, shall we, Roland?
Spain's harsh crackdown draws worldwide attention to Catalonia. And we know what's happening with the Catalonia.
They won their independence from the bigger Spain.
What do you think?
I don't know.
It doesn't lie in your view.
I don't know.
Really.
Yeah, it's true. But there are a lot of implications as well.
Yes.
Spain
but is a member of the economy,
EU?
the GDP of that sector of Spain, of that area, is 200 billion.
Yeah, that's the serious tourist destination.
Well,
so they're raking a lot as well from that side. But we're all watching. We actually don't. I don't know if this has been handled well. I don't know if it's just a breakdown of talks.
This has been, I think, a century-old struggle. So it's more like asserting your autonomy and all that. So I think we just have to leave it to what it is.
This was a by force referendum, by the way. So we'll see. Let's see what the follow-ups would be. Migration board cited for contempt. A court has granted an application filed by an Indian businessman, praying the court to commit Kwame Techi, the controller of the immigration, is it controller of the Ghana Immigration Service for contempt? I'm sure this is Gary Nimakomafo's client, who is still, because the last time he was supposed to be giving the necessary documentation to live in Ghana, apparently not. So maybe that's why this is coming up. But you can read the details here. $48 million fishing subsidies, courts causing more harm than good. Also on the page, government to extend ban on small-scale mining, according to the sector minister, the Lands and Natural Resources Minister, John Peter Amewu. Some photos. Holy Court Girls Band Steel Show at 2017 Joy FM Pop Chain. And if you missed it, this was on Saturday. If you missed it, well, thankfully, My Joy Online has got some great pictures of the event. You can always catch up on the page. Kufuor embarks on 7-day tour of 3 northern regions. That tour begins today. A+ apologizes again to Asenso Jinapo, says they were naive on Kolebu issue. Roland, you see, that's why I said I want to listen. I want to watch. They were naive. Okay. All right.
Well, he issued the apology.
We will leave the details. Knife attack leaves Stonebwoy's wife injured. Stonebwoy's wife, Louisa, has been injured in a knife attack at a shama in the suburb of Accra. And this was it a Facebook post that Stonebwoy posted, and there was a picture of the tents. And this was when he was doing his program, this annual program that he does. And it's amazing. He said I think he believes he was the target. It missed him and it cut his wife. But guess what? He still went on the stage to perform. And,
the crowd was massive there.
Yeah, so. And this was his show.
Yes.
So he only quickly rushed to the hospital after his performance.
And towards the end, Shatawale came in there.
But how do Well, we hope that the police will do a good job. But he seems he says he's going to get the people who did that.
Yeah, but I think that also means that the top artists need to take their security a little more seriously.
It's true.
Because you could be having it could be hooligans, it could also be rival artists, it could be anybody.
It's
so
true.
you just have to make sure that you take care.
I agree.
I mean, everywhere the top artists in the world, they make sure they're security conscious and all that.
Yeah. NCA to sanction more radio stations, Roland, get ready. Yeah.
Okay, so we just do this one, and then we'll look at AG assumes or resumes oral examination of Woyoma. Kolebu lied about revenue loss, Unibank, and too much fraud in health sector as minister complains. And then we have 26 MMDAs to contribute 130,000 for Nanado's visit. According to a memo that has been leaked online, they're supposed to contribute 5,000 Ghana cedis each, just to prepare pave way for the president's visits. All right, so we have the Africa page of the BBC as well. We'll take a look at it quickly. And it says deaths in Cameroon independence protests. Other stories are also there. All right.
Yeah.
Let's look at some messages, and then we'll invite into the studio Benedict also to bring us the latest sports headlines.
To replay that Hearts game so that you see how we qualify to the finals.
And the Manchester United.
You want to see the game? Shall I ask for these days? Mind you, hey, Dean.
But you haven't met.
Before?
You haven't met any top.
Oh,
any
please
top opposition.
give us a break.
We are playing Crystal Palace.
No, but if you look critically, those were that's what you think. But those are the hard games. Those are the games that you take for granted and they score you.
We need Liverpool.
Do you remember us before last season, last two seasons?
Read messages. Benedict
those so-called cheap teams.
Oh, cheap.
We were praying to draw.
Oh, we nearly won against Man City. Only we couldn't win. We nearly won.
Okay, Nii Kofordia thinks that A+ is just enjoying the media attention, and he keeps saying what he likes. Tomorrow morning, we will wake up to another allegation that his apology was forced on him. We have better issues to worry over than this allegation with no substance. That's Nii in Kofordia watching the show. And that's where we'll leave the messages. We'll come back and share a lot more. Today, when you're doing AM talk, I'll give you the phone so you do the messages.
But this month is a pink month.
Yeah.
Breast cancer. And we have a daily message.
Yeah, we do. Early detection and effective treatment of breast cancer save lives. So that's what we're dishing to you this morning on breast cancer. Is the whole month of October that's dedicated for that. So early detection and effective treatment of breast cancer save lives. What we're doing on the show today, this is the first conversation in the month on breast cancer. So we'll start from the very basic. We'll try and give you some statistics, and we'll get into the very beginning of that. And then in the coming weeks till the end of October, we would have learned so much, and all of us would have checked our breasts. We'll teach the men how to check for their wives and their partners if they can legally do that as well. So stay with us. We've got lots of good things coming your way. So Monday, stay with us all through. Benedict is up next. Why are you smiling? You're laughing. Like you're laughing, you're smiling. Be like that.
Well, we're talking breasts.
Just the mention of breasts.
Check the breasts. So I was wondering.
You don't check like that.
We're taking a break.